Well, hey, good morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30-plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. Today is December 13th, 2024, the day after the Game Awards, and also my little awards show, or mine and Steven of Midnight Hatter. We had the yesterday, day 2 of the Year in Gundam 2024, where instead of awarding what's best, we just talk about all of what's awesome. So check that out on the Gundam Explained channel, Midnight Hatter channel. But good to see you guys. Morning, Ultronymous. So I guess the Game Awards started right before I did my show, and when my show ended, the Game Awards were still going on for a while, so I did get to see quite a bit. Hey, Talos Mobius, yeah, we're gonna get into what was announced, what my thoughts were based on what was announced. Sorry, this morning, I don't know what's going on, but a little coffee. But not coffee. I'll be getting that later. Yeah, so to start off, when it comes to what I've been playing, I didn't play anything yesterday, in fact. Work was busy, got off work, just doing things around the house until my live stream, and then watching the Game Awards before going to bed, so nothing to talk about in terms of playing, but let's talk about the Game Awards and what was announced, and then maybe some news. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Good morning. Okay, let me go to what I pulled up for I was trying to find a good list of everything. Hopefully this will work out. You know what? I'm waiting for a response on Reddit. So for the Shad PS4 emulation page, and I'm the type of person that doesn't use Reddit too much anymore. Okay, well that wasn't, I guess I'll show this real quick. I posted, what can I do to help get Godzilla PS4 working on the emulator? Because they've got some games working. Godzilla PS4 is based in a Sony engine, actually, a PlayStation engine. Fire Engine, I think it's called. And, you know, the PS3 version was on there and it worked. So I posted, what can I do to help? Because I've got the game, I've got the emulator. Can I tweak, I don't know what to do. And then I guess, yeah, their response was, Godzilla's approaching the generator. The generator is losing power. So it's like, okay, that doesn't really help. So, okay, but let's go through, excuse me. Let's go through what was announced. So, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, that surprised me. That was awesome, because at first I was like, oh, is this supposed to be that Shinobi game, even though the graphics were a little different? And I guess it's just, and I was like, but Ryu Hayabusa's there, so it must be like a crossover. Because, yeah, I think at the beginning I was seeing, yeah, this, and I was like, what? I mean, is that Hayato from, yeah, I think it's just, you know, those Tecmo characters are Ninja Gaiden, whatever. Anyway, another side-scrolling ninja fighting game. This is definitely my type of thing. I like that there seems to be some sort of double jump into an item to kind of bounce off of it. Yeah, this looks great. Summer 2025. That's a ways to wait, but it will come by faster than we think. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each one. I'll just kind of look because some I didn't see. So Viking Dynasty looks like a survival game. Very cool. Slay the Spire 2. Midnight Murder Club Crossplay. I guess, is this a probably a multiplayer game? Oh, pretty interesting. It could be fun. Let's see. Thick as Thieves. That unfortunately seemed to border on that AI generator in terms of like, okay, what's a modern multiplayer game to make? You know, the graphics are more of that art, the exaggerated artistic, and then yeah, they have these characters like Concord. I don't know. It just did a lot of those things that then make you feel like. Okay, let's see. Shadow Labyrinth. Oh, so that's interesting because I didn't mention that my youngest and I we watched 2 of the secret level episodes. We watched the Space Marine 2 one, which was cool, but it 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 seemed to focus a lot on the effects that it's able to achieve rather than like an interesting story or narrative. I don't know. And then it had Shadow Labyrinth, which was like it's so bizarre. It's like, you know, when they made that first Mario movie where it seemed to resemble some things in Mario but was completely different. Shadow Labyrinth is that with Pac-Man, right? There's this gold orb with a mouth, but everything else around it is like the Mario movie. It could be fun, and in fact, like watching that episode of Secret Level, like it was going through mechanics, right? And I could see where these mechanics are straight up in this. So, yeah, coming 2025. I would play it just because it's a side-scrolling action game, and I am curious what it's supposed to be like, because it's pretty interesting. All right. Let's see what this Kiora is. Okay, looks like a little 2D side-scrolling game. You know, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. That looks cool, but if I hear anything more, okay, rematch. I hate to just. I almost just exited it because it just looks like. I mean, that's cool for people that like soccer or maybe want a newer take on soccer. I think there's room for that. When it comes to sports games, it reminds me of the time with like when NFL Blitz came out. There's NBA Hang Time. I think NBA Jam, NBA Hang Time. But like, there's the super arcade games, there's the competitive game or simulation games, and I think there's a middle ground. Because I was talking about earlier, I'm not too much of a competitive person, but I do like some of that stuff. Like, oh, what was that game on? I can't believe it. There's a game on the original Xbox that was a sports game that there were people that were in prison. You had a disc and you would throw it. Super fun game. I hadn't played a game like that since. Okay, Solasta 2. I didn't know there was a Solasta 1. Okay, is it? Okay, it's showing some. You know, it looks like. Is it isometric action RPG? Or turn-based? Or maybe a mix. Okay, Witcher 4, just a cinematic trailer. Not too crazy about it. It's funny, I've played a lot of Witcher 2 and a lot of Witcher 3, but never enough for me to then like complete the games. Like I don't know what it is. Like I feel like when I was playing those games, I was kind of fighting the game itself. That makes sense. Okay, so this is interesting. Elden Ring, Night Rain, but I almost feel like this. So I think it's made to be a co-op game, which is a great idea. And I think that might mean this is also a more, and I'm just guessing, a more contained, you know, Elden Ring, great game, freaking huge. I don't feel like going on a journey like that again. But with the focus on this being co-op, I wonder if then they kind of changed the structure of the world. Oh, look at that. So, okay. That's a change in structure of the world. If there is this sort of gliding mechanic from like Breath of the Wild, I guess, to get around the world faster. Which, that was another thing I was getting into. At what point does Elden Ring lean far into the mainstream action adventure game? You know, because it has a lot of I wouldn't say quality of life improvements. I would say mainstream improvements. Like, look how fast these people are running. This is faster than any Souls game, you know. And again, I don't want to knock it for that, but I think, hey, look, they had their success with Elden Ring. Their follow-up is going to be a lot more mainstream to try to get an even bigger audience. So it's going to be a little quicker. It's going to have the gliding mechanic. co-op, 3-player co-op out of the gate. It's called Night Rain, and I will get it. 2025. All right, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth PC announcement. So that I did not realize. I would do this. Oh. Whoa, is that the end of January? Okay. So, question. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and then remake. Is this the second one? But is the first one even on PC? Final Fantasy VII remake. Okay, that's what's weird, right? Because it's not on PC. Oh, it is. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add that to my wish list. That even came out back in 2022. Wow, I had completely not cared. Because I played the demo of Rebirth, and to be honest, I liked the action and the combat that was going on. There was just a lot of dialogue in between, but maybe I can do that, criminal thing I do where I skip everything. Let's see. Yeah, the Outer Worlds 2 Split Fiction. So I wonder how much this is. Yeah, okay. It Takes Two. It's like, yeah, a co-op game. Oh, it looks like it's time travel because that's completely different. Oh, wow, look at all that. Hey, that could be fun. I need to play some of these multiplayer games that I completely skipped out on. In terms of like couch co-op. That looks pretty cool. Because it's completely bizarre and goofy. That's EA. Huh, impressive. Killing Floor 3, Dave the Diver. Black Frost, The Long Dark 2, Steel Hunters. That reminds me of the submarines. But nope. Oh, are these mechs? They're like Zoids, mechs. Oh, it's wargaming. That could still be cool. Let's see. Yeah, that all looks pretty neat. I'd rather... Okay, like something like this where we're seeing... Okay. Oh, so there is a play test going on right now. Let's check this out. Yeah, let me fill that out real quick because I want to totally give that a shot. Blah, 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 blah. Accept. Oh, user already exists. Okay. I'm gonna have to try that later. Remind me, people, please. No, I'm joking. Yeah, that looks cool. I like the look of that. Even though I don't know what the gameplay is, but it looked action oriented. Borderlands 4. It's like I don't care about, but then I'm clicking on it. I'm just looking to see if they're changing the graphics at all. Okay, it's cinematic. No, it kind of has the same style. Yeah, once we got to the third one and then the offshoot, although my brother was saying he liked that Tiny Tina's, I think. I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just like not fun. Okay, and then Mecha Break. This is a funny one. Because I want to say I tried it, but it looks amazing, but when I tried it, I just didn't really. Did I try this? Because there was a beta, wasn't there? Hasn't there been a few betas? Let's see. Spring 2025. Multiple game modes. It's saying 3v3, 6v6. You know, I don't know. I'm not. If I'm. I mean, this looks cool. Okay, PvPvE mode. That's cool. I like the sound of that because I do want something that has a little bit more of a. You know, it's just there's Armored Core, there's GBO2, and it's I'd want it to do something that's a little more interesting. Although I got to say, it looks great. And then obviously, if you like customizing, like look at that. That was cool. Talos Mobius saying, I was so excited about it, but it became pure PvP, so I don't care. Mecha Break is getting a co-op mode at least, so you could avoid playing online. So co-op is that. See, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, this new Virtua Fighter, because I had no idea what it was showing me at the beginning. What any of this was. And then I was thinking in my head, oh, what if they made a Jackie Chan game like Drunken Master and it's all about the controls? But then it was funny because when they showed the fight here at the end, if this is in game, like the way they're like blocking and like it looked really cool. Like I feel like it was the Dead or Alive 2 and 3, maybe even 4. I don't know. I feel like there was a time where the Dead or Alive games did a really good job with the whole countering system, and games haven't really done that because I feel like when a fighting game is being made, the focus is on it being moves to hit characters. Like it would be cool what if it only took a few hits to knock someone out, but it's really all about the blocking the whole time, and you're managing that stamina of trying to like block, deflect. Like I feel like that would be a fun game, and that's what I was saying. Dead or Alive 2 did that really well. Oh yeah, Autonomous DAOA is still the master of counters, but that style has really only been for 3D fighters, while 2D is at most is parries. Yeah, Virtua Fighters of the similar game style as Street Fighter, just smoother. Yeah, and a little more 3D, you know. Also, let's see. Okay, this Turok Origins is one I was completely surprised about. And I'm down for this because I loved the Turok games on the N64. And then they came out with that Turok Evolution on the first Xbox, I think it was, and I thought it was okay. And then they came out with like that Turok remake, redo, not even remake, what do you call it? Where it's a completely different story. It just has dinosaurs, but I liked it a lot. And I remember even at the time it was like 50-50. Most people were, I think that's one of the first times I noticed on the internet where people will just default to hating on something. It was like that Turok game that came out on Xbox 360 where people were like, oh, it's going to be bad. Oh, it's going to be bad. And then it came out and I was like, actually, this is a lot of fun. But people were just sticking with, nah, it's bad. And yeah, I think I might have a review like on my Blue Gamer website from back in the day of that Turok where I was like, you're getting new enemies all the time, different environments. It would be cool to revisit some of those early 360 first-person shooters. There was Time something where you had like this suit or this gun, I forget what it was, where you could like go through time, and I don't know. There's a bunch of those games. Hey, Jam Killex, good to see you. Tekken 8 stuff. Okay, Helldivers 2. Let's look at this because Helldivers 2 is up there with like one of the best games that came out this past year. But I got my fill. Like, actually, let me. I want to confirm this. Where is? How much did I play of Helldivers 2? 34 hours. Okay. And I was talking. Oh, the first Helldivers 10 hours. Wow, I didn't know I played that much. Did I really play that much? Okay. But with Helldivers 2, and I've talked about it before, where I feel like for me, a lot of times 30 hours is the sweet spot to where I feel like I've gotten enough of a game. And I guess that was the same with Helldivers 2. It's like once I got to 34 hours, I guess I was like, yeah, okay, I've seen enough. But I guess the idea here is they have like the new faction, from the original, and that could add a new element. Like, wait, did I just see like a city? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, this could add a whole new element of here's something I don't know why I don't like this. It's when you launch the game and then it loads into the ship and then you're walking around on the ship and then you wait for everyone so you can get into your drop pod. I wish I could just load up the game, hit quick match, and then my pod is already dropping into a match. That's kind of what I want. When I know I have to, this is such a weird complaint. When I know I have to sit there and wait to get something going, I'm just like, okay, I could be doing something else. Because it's like with Division 2, I would just jump into Division 2 and just run around and shoot. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with the Helldivers 2. But this looks great. A lot of new stuff. I mean, it's been a while since I played it, but they have trucks or Jeeps or whatever. And it's out now. I might need to reinstall. At least with their recent update, the load times are at least 3 times faster. Oh. Well, thank you for passing that along, because that's actually, part of the thing. Sometimes it pulls me out. Okay, Talos, since I have you here, we have Warframe 1999. Curious what you think. I guess is the idea that this is a narrative-based sort of campaign story going on. I mean, their previous games are fun. What was that Dark Seed or Dark? I forget what it was called. Back in the day. Oh, it's currently downloading for you. 100% hype. Dark Sector, that's what it was. Thank you. It's a new quest game mode system and more. Okay. Cool. Well, you'll have to let me know what you think about it. That's cool. Oh, it has so much content. So you'd call it a new game. That's probably why it's a new game. Okay. Yeah, launching December 13th, all platforms. That's today. I'm going to have to, man, so many things, right? Pal World gets an update. Okay. Project Century. Let's see what this happens to be. Oh, I remember seeing this, and I didn't understand what was going on. Oh, yeah, this reminds me of, like, The Warrior, that TV show. Because it probably when it takes place late 1800s, could be something like, is this supposed to be China? I was thinking like Chinatown, San Francisco. But it's just this fighting right here reminds me of Warrior, and this is pretty cool. This is something I would play. Because I want to play more games, and we were kind of talking about it with the fighting game talk a second ago, where there's more to the deflecting, countering, blocking. I feel like there's more that could be done there. I like how this has an art style to it, or instead of just being pulled straight from assets, and maybe there's doing that, but there's at least this sort of like art to it. It's kind of a boring name, Project Century, but okay, let's see. Okay, this looked great. I was not expecting a new Onimusha. Did it have? I want. I don't think it actually had. Or yeah, it did. Okay, here we go. This looks like gameplay. I mean, really, you're just stabbing people in the back with a sword. I don't know what it is, but any game that's a samurai game is just fun. I haven't played Rise of Ronin yet, but like, from recent memory, the Neo, Ghost of Tsushima. I'm excited about Assassin's Creed, Onimusha. I remember I had a hard time playing the Onimusha games, or some of them. Oh no, there was that one with the 2 actors, John Reno and another Japanese actor. I forgot what else he was in. That was a fun one. Now give us Dino Crisis and Mega Man Legends 3 cowards. The first Berserker, we looked at that before, and it looks very generic, even though it could be good. Okay, this Arad Dungeon Fighter. Okay, it's okay. On one hand, it's like okay, just some anime characters I don't know, but on the other hand, it looks like a Breath of the Wild world. But I think this is just all cinematic. Yeah, nothing there. Dying Light: The Beast. You know, I played a bit of Dying Light. In fact, let's look it up. All right, so I played 3 hours on Steam, 3 hours on Xbox. Although, you know, this, I've got the exact same, nearly same time, same achievements. I wonder if, I think it was my youngest and I doing co-op, right? Complete one quest, a co-op game. Meet with, okay. So I bet that's what it was. That's why it's similar. And I liked it, but nothing to keep compelling me to play. And then I played almost 4 hours of the second one. Yeah, that was when I first got my my PC, my 3070 Ti. I can't believe it's been that long. When I was just, or 3080 Ti, when I was just saying like, oh, I need to upgrade my computer again. It's like, nope, nope. Let's hold off. But anyway, so even, yeah, with 3 hours and whatever, I was like, you know what, I don't know, I'm not feeling it, so I don't know what, yeah. I guess a lot of people are liking the Dying Light game, so that's cool. Fortnite Ballistic, okay. Stage Fright, sounds like a horror game, okay. Is this another one of those two-player, I don't know. That didn't really give me anything. Game of Thrones King's Road. Okay, we'll look at this. If it's not like a Telltale game, and it looks like it's an actual... Oh, okay. Even though that seems to be more cinematic, it just looks like it's in-game. I'm really curious. So, oh, I like the graphics. So a lot of where I guess my judgment comes from sometimes when I'm looking at these, I'm like, it's like I'm only interested in a game if I understand what the moment-to-moment gameplay mechanics are. And if I know for, oh, it's just a narrative walking simulator, I'm most likely gonna avoid it. But if I'm just giving, like, if I'm just given cinematic, like this Game of Thrones could be more like a Telltale game, and we don't know. It could be more like a Indiana Jones that we're, you know, that's out right now where it's very minimal in gameplay, you know. Or it could end up having like a whole character action combat system, which then I would be more intrigued. But you never know with these things. Oh, that last game was a co-op puzzle platformer? That makes sense. Oh, here we go. This is the one I'm excited about, and I just hope it's done well because we had the Double Dragon Neon, which was like the first like return trying something new, and I loved Double Dragon Neon. And then they came out with Double Dragon Gaiden, which they went a completely different direction, and it was still super, super fun. That's what I love. They took Double Dragon and they made two completely different types of Double Dragons. So I'm curious what this is going to be like, the moment-to-moment gameplay, because again, this was just not even a gameplay trailer. I wonder why they're not showing gameplay. And not until October 2025. Okay, that's in a while. That's funny how they're like, wait, there's a Double Dragon game? It sort of flew under the radar. I don't know. See, that's the thing. Like, these are the games I pay attention to. And most don't. Screamer. Yeah, I think I saw some of that. Don't know what to think yet. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered PC. Okay, this is cool. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Yeah, the beginning showed Shadow. You know, it's getting to the point where Sonic is really getting pushed out of the way, and Shadow is this next generation's gamer or character. I love all the Sonic racing games. All of them. So I am so down for another one. Because I feel like it reminds me of Mario Kart, but a little more involved mechanically, where I feel like I'm having to think more about what I'm doing as I play. So definitely. Oh, it's still Year of the Shadow. That's right. The trailer might as well be that. We have Sonic 3 around the corner. Den of Wolves. That, yeah, I was like, isn't that a movie? Or Den of Thieves, I'm thinking. I remember seeing this. Okay. Yeah, it looks cool. Mafia, the Old Country, Dispatch. I can't wait for that. That was supposed to be. Oh wait, no. This is something completely different. Completely different than what I was thinking. I wouldn't play this, but this actually looks really cool. It's basically like an anime choose your own adventure thing. I think that's going on because it has, you know, like where you choose what you want to say or what you want to do. That is really cool. Not for me. Okami sequel. That is really cool because the main dude, Hideki, I have his thing up here. Hideki Kamiya returns, which is cool. And Clovers, so has returned to Capcom at the head of a new studio, Clovers, because Clover was the name of the original company. So, but it's not with the other dude that left at the same time from. Oh, what was the other guy? Oh yeah, Shinji Mikami. Yeah. So I don't know if Shinji Mikami has announced what he's done. No, I don't think there's any news from. I thought they were going to team up and work on something. And then Crimson Desert, which looks great, although I felt like this, what they were showing, because they did. I don't. Either I missed it or I didn't know it was Crimson Desert at first, and it doesn't look as cool as the original reveals. Although I gotta say, there's a lot more oomph to the movement, the combat, which I like, and I don't know if that's maybe something to help games as they're made in the future. Is really focusing on what are some further animation techniques that could be done to make tried and true gameplay feel a lot more impactful. And I felt like I'm seeing that with this. That happens through the years. I think Siphon Filter Omega Strain was one to kind of push the third person walking animation. I know that's such a little thing, but. And then here is. I feel bad about this because Intergalactic. The Heretic Prophet is a new Naughty Dog game. You know, the people that did Uncharted and did The Last of Us. And I remember as this was going, I was like, oh no, this is like looking like one of those generic, you know, Concord things going on. Exactly like Concord. And I'm like, okay, what is this? You know, and then we get to the planet where the person has a sword and then they're fighting a robot. And I'm like, okay, then that looks like, you know, Horizon. I know people are excited about Naughty Dog. Nothing about this seems interesting. The only thing is the fact that it's Naughty Dog, so it's being backed by Sony. So Sony is going to be backing them financially. They're going to be helping them, you know, obviously with the engine stuff, you know, like as they're tweaking the game. So it's going to get that like sheen and polish of like the best of games, you know, but didn't seem that interesting. Real quick, I wonder what you guys think is your favorite. I don't know. Like, okay, the Double Dragon, Sonic Racing, the Ninja Gaiden. I don't know if there's anything. And like, for instance, yeah, Elden Ring's cool, but it's not like it's like, oh my god, Elden Ring. There was nothing too interesting that really makes me think, oh, I can't wait. Yeah, like it was interesting, and let's remember. Oh, Onimusha is a good one. That because they're revisiting it, but let's remember, I think it was yesterday, the day before, I was talking about how, yeah, isn't it where every year people are hyping something amazing is going to be announced, and then when it happens, it's really nothing. And I don't want to take away from these reveals. These are all awesome things. These people are probably so happy that they get their stuff announced. But it's not like it was a Half-Life 3 Bloodborne remaster. I remember when Shenmue 3 was announced. That was like such a big deal, and I never played it. But yeah, anyway, still a lot of cool games coming out next year. So there's not going to be a shortage of games. It's just among the list, there's just nothing. And who knows what else is going to be announced that hasn't been announced yet. I'm sure Sony has stuff. Microsoft has stuff. And there's always those indie games that come out of nowhere. So, although I think the main takeaway I got from this is I need to play through as much as I can of Final Fantasy Remake on PC to maybe prepare for Rebirth, because again, I was playing the demo on PlayStation and I really enjoyed the combat system. So, all right, all. I am going to jump. That was a lot of fun. Have a good weekend. See you guys on Monday.